Did you ever have debt?
Yes, absolutely. So I didn't come from a very wealthy family by any means. So the only way that I was gonna go to college was if I paid for it, if I got a scholarship, or if I got student loans. So when I eventually graduated from UF, I had close to $30,000 in credit card debt, and I had like $20,000 to $25,000 in student loans.
Wow.
So I had a ton of debt.
How much was that in total?
It was about 45, 50.
$50,000.
Yes.
And you were 22?
Two or so,
Yeah.
yeah, 22 or so, yeah. And I was making $20.44 an hour, is what my job was essentially, right? Which I thought was great. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I was making great money. So I know
How much is that annualized?
it was about 40,000.
Okay.
About 40,000.
Which is objectively not that much.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're 20 years old, you're.
right. I was happy.
Right.
I felt like I could, pay my rent, whatever. But I kept living that same lifestyle that I had in college. So in college, it was really easy to, let me order Jimmy John's, let me go to Chipotle. Oh, I'm grinding in the library, I'm studying, whatever. Let me not cook out, whatever. Let me, go here, or friends are going out. I want to go out as well. All that adds up, and it just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up. And I remember when I was first out of college, I would buy a coffee a day. And I'm not knocking anyone that buys a coffee a day, or anything like that. But for me, that added up to a lot.
Right.
I would buy Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts every single day. And, that's a couple.
That's $4 or $5 a day.
$4 or $5 a day, a couple $100 a month.
Right.
And that's just one, miscellaneous thing.
Right.
If you add in all these other things, ankle biters are big things that that add up. I was just frivolously spending money.
Right.
And I had to change that this year. I had to start canceling that because I was up to here with that. I mean, I was just barely making the interest payment, let alone tackling the principal.
Wow.
So every bit of money that I could scrap went to my debt. If I had like some kind of bonus from work or some RSUs that came, I would sell them and boom, put them into debt.
Right.
And I cut out all of those little things that I was spending so I could save money. And then just other things, right? Like if you get a car, like I remember I had a car that, I got like $4,000 or $5,000 under market value because I had hail damage. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. I was like, let me get that car, man.
It drives,
yeah,
right?
I was like, it drives fine. And I mean, let's not even talk about cars because I had a bunch of crazy cars. But I had, a car that, and I was like, but I was just trying to save money so I can get out of that debt.
Yeah.
It took me a couple years, but I was able to, and that just freed up so much. I mean, if you think about one of the most things, if I could go back, is I would have wished I would have invested a lot earlier. A lot earlier. I would have participated in that boom, because right after the Great Recession, we went on like a 10 to 12 year bull run.
Right.
And I wasn't able to because I was tackling that debt. So that's if I could go back, I would have maybe adjusted my spending a lot earlier so I didn't have as much debt, so I could have participated in investing a lot earlier.
A lot of Americans today have debt, whether it's credit card debt or student loan debt or auto debt. And what is the mindset difference between someone who has debt? Like, what's your mindset when you have debt, and what is your mindset now that you kind of like live a debt-free life?
I think the one thing for me, Yasir, is just the peace of mind. The peace of mind that you have not having debt, not carrying over balances and not having to worry about interest payments, etc., whatever it might be. It just changes things.
Right.
It makes you more loose. You get to travel, sleep better at night. At work, you perform a lot better.
Right.
So I think that's been probably the biggest thing. And another thing that I will add is once you start getting some tangible wins. So in this example, would be like saving money and seeing money build. It kind of gets addicting.
Really?
Yeah, like you kind of like want to do more and more, right? You like to see that, money build up,
right,
so to speak, right? So you're like, actually, I'm gonna save more, right? And I'm gonna save more money and more money. So it becomes like this compounding effect. And I will also say too, it helped me that I was around people that were also like-minded. I think that's really important because if I was traveling a lot or going on these like really luxurious vacations or whatever. And I traveled a lot. I mean, I traveled quite a bit with my friends. But we were all of the same mindset, and we could do like a weekend or a 4-day weekend or whatever, and not spend that much because we were eating and we would do things that weren't expensive because a lot of it was free.
Right.
A lot of it's outdoor activities and stuff like that. So being within that company of like-minded individuals really helps.
Yeah, I mean, they say that you're like the average of your closest 5 friends or something like that.
Yeah, then I would agree.
Yeah.